Time for the votes. It's going to be Renan Cava versus Morten. Very interesting choice to send Renan Cava out as the 1v1 player for Pain Gaming, but you're looking at the board and he's got the best record of the team.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the decision by Pain going with Renan here. He did perform really well in that first set. And I think, he's one of the players who doesn't get quite as much respect as he deserves. He's definitely a beast. And then for SK, like, I mean, what is there to say? It's Morten. How could you not choose Morten?
So here we go. Early Graveyard from Renan Cava. And looking like Graveyard in the opposite direction from Morten as well. And Morten playing a Graveyard deck, if this does end up being the case, that has had a lot of success so far this season.
Ooh, wow, Muskie locks onto the tower though. Oh wow, but the King Tower activation, wow, very well played there by Renan. Not a super easy maneuver to pull off, but just pulling that Baby Dragon towards the middle and then playing Ice was right in front of his King Tower does get that King Tower activation, and I hate to say it, but that might be GG right there. Morten's just gonna have such a hard time connecting with any Graveyard pushes now, so he's pretty much put in a spot to where he either needs to connect with his troops, his Goblin Huts, or just like Poison Cycle pretty much.
Well, he is playing Graveyard Muskie, so how much does the King Tower activation affect the ability of the Graveyard to tank for the Musketeer?
The thing is, Renan can pretty much ignore the Graveyard or just throw like a Bar Barrel in on it, and then he just plays like Knight or Baby Dragon or Ice Wiz on top of that Muskie, and it's, then the whole push is pretty much dead. So it's hard for Morten to assemble a decent push that Renan, is going to take much damage from.
Makes it pretty hard on both sides, although currently Morten is in the lead. Renan Cava cannot get a tank across the board. The Bar Barrel a little bit too late here. So Morten holding on. Approaching the final 30 seconds of regulation time, and as you can see what Carter was talking about, Poison Cycle, getting that Goblin Hut some damage and doing some on the tower as well. 1378 left-hand lane. Same response now for Renan Cava. Morten gets Musketeer cycled in the back. And Renan Cava leaking just a little bit here. Morten doing a good job of not letting Renan Cava set up any real tank opportunities. Baby Dragon not going to do much here, and Renan Cava has not had a chance for a Graveyard in a while. We'll see if he can find a way to open it up.
Yeah, and Morten is just doing such a good job of not letting Renan get a super good push down, just blocking these tanks before they can even cross the river, and then, just poisoning every Goblin Hut for the chip damage. But, going into the end of double elixir and then soon into triple elixir, we'll see if Renan can manage to break through.
Morten sets up Goblin Hut, second one down. Minute 20 here so far. SK Gaming's ace doing a great job in a tough situation. And doing the exact thing Carter was talking about. Just trying to play defense and get some troop damage, some Poison Cycle damage. Renan Cava so far has not figured out the recipe to break through. Graveyard down again, but no tank crossing the bridge. And Goblin Hut Baby Dragon will defend this very well. Final minute here, triple elixir time. Morten holding on.
Yeah, and just that high Muskie there to snipe out all of his troops, combined with, the Dark Princess Skellies, the Bar Barrel to tank a little bit, just cleaned up all the troops there really for Renan, and didn't even allow a tank to cross the bridge with that Graveyard.
Second Musketeer down, and Morten getting the value out of this GY Muskie deck, pulls a Graveyard late, forces defensive troops at this point just trying to maybe put some extra damage on, but more importantly, keep Renan Cava on the back foot and keep him from getting to play any sort of offense. Here we go, final 20 seconds. Was that a bit of an overextension potentially? Baby Dragon not getting across. Knight not getting across. Morten looks like he's going to defend this one. Couple skeletons getting in. The NATO trying to get some splash damage on tower, not going to get it done. Morten plays a gem here and able to get it done with poisons, some troop work, and despite the King Tower activation, comes out on top. Beautiful gameplay by the powerful German. Great defense, get some counterplay, get the poisons on the board, and ended up making Cava more nervous. And here we go. 1 up for SK Gaming, a chance to win this thing here. So Dark Prince, Ice Wiz, Mini P.E.K.K.A. for Morten to the left-hand side. Renan Cava looking like more of the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Morten will be playing Golem Lightning. And yeah, I think this is a fairly close match. It really can go either way.
Dark Prince picks up the aggro one more time. Wisdom saying the Baby Dragon's a perfect card. He splashes and he tanks. He's a splank. Well, maybe not for long there, Wisdom. We'll see what happens. Graveyard in for Renan Cava. And not
Again,
much...
though, for Renan going with that graveyard before he gets the tank across the bridge, you know, definitely just not going to get a very good connection off those type of pushes.
So pretty even on Elixir, but Morten does have to spend on defense here, so Renan Cava will have a slight advantage as we go into double Elixir time. Goblin Hut trying to clog up the left-hand lane, and now Morten does golem up. Has to contend with this graveyard push. Baby Dragon for Renan Cava does not pull any tankage, does not distract the defensive Baby Dragon, and now Morten with a pile of rocks and more going the opposite direction. And a nasty NATO there from the German. Finally does get on tower. Doesn't get much out of it. So a bit of a stalemate here so far, Carter.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of these players have pretty solid defense for each other, so it's not easy for either of them to get a big connection. But like once triple elixir hits especially, I think that's when we'll start to see sparks fly. And the thing is, if Renan hangs on and hasn't taken too much damage by triple elixir, he's just able to get more graveyard pushes down than Morten's able to get golem pushes down. So I think in that situation, Renan should be favored, but I mean, it's really anybody's game even at that point.
Graveyard down. Knight, 2 Baby Dragons, and an Ice Wiz going the opposite direction. All of that NATO together. Dueling NATOs, but I think this one comes out in Renan Cava's favor. And does have a very slight lead. So here we go. Triple Elixir Knight will connect 2 times on the left-hand side. A third time comes in, 1363. And with that, Renan Cava has a huge lead. You have to imagine Morten has 1, maybe 2 chances left to take this one back. Dark Prince down low. Will he go golem high here? He does not. He has to play some defense first. Poison going to do a lot of damage on the Dark Prince, Ice Wiz, and Barb Barrel. And Morten eating a ton of damage, sets up golem in the bottom left-hand corner. 51 seconds left.
Yeah, so Warren's in a pretty rough spot right now with, you know, we're in triple elixir, so Renan has a lot more elixir to defend. Obviously, that means Morten has more elixir to push with, but I'm just not sure if he can assemble a push big enough to really make a comeback when he's down by this much.
Lightning making a little bit of room here. Renan Cava does have a lot of elixir, but has a lot to deal with here. Ice Wiz, Baby Dragon trying to hold on. Golem will get the tower, does not get the death damage on tower. So with these final 18 seconds, this is not going to be enough. Very well defended by Renan Cava. GG, well played. We're going to a game number 3. 1 for all the marbles. Morten knows it's over, doesn't defend that one. Here we go. Renan and Morten. And Renan Cava played that one very, very well. Nice.
To see him, letting anybody else win in a bad matchup, but Renan's playing really well, so I do think if he gets the matchup, he most likely will win, but I mean, you just never know. It could come down to one mistake or one little misplay, but we'll see what happens.
Here we go. Mega Minion cycled left-hand lane for Carter, and Morten going with the Inferno Dragon.
So I think Morten probably is playing Lava Miner. It might be a mirror matchup, actually.
And look at that, Lava Hound in the top corner for Renan Cava, so Barbs immediately runs right into the Baby Dragon. So you see Morten trying to pressure when he sees the Lava Hound come out, but unfortunately does not work out for him, and now has to play some defense here against the Inferno Dragon against the Lava without his Inferno Dragon in cycle.
Yeah, so honestly, those Barbs at the bridge, I think, worked out the way that Morten wanted them to, just forcing out the Baby Dragon defensively for Renan so he can't get as much of a push down. But now this mini P.E.K.K.A.
Oh, wow.
Does get to the tower. Wow, just 1 HP there. Oh my goodness, taking the whole tower down. He used those Barbs offensively, and then, Renan recognizing that, dealing with the Goblin Hut, and then mini P.E.K.K.A. just, wow, just 1 HP.
And
so much work there.
Morten's got to be frustrated with that one. And now goes in lavas to where he knows the lava's coming, but right now has a pile of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting there. Renan started with the Skellies and the Snowball, which aren't common cards for Lava Miner to be running. So Morten cycles the Inferno Dragon, expecting it to be a cycle deck. And then, yeah, kind of gets immediately punished. It didn't have the cycle he wanted to defend against Renan's push, uses Barbs offensively, and then just Renan doing a great job of punishing him for not being in the cycle he wanted.
Barbs pick up the Miner fairly easily, but Morten, like we said, ton of work to do, and it's looking most likely like Pain Gaming will get their second win of the season. And SK Gaming gonna fall below Chivas. So Chivas Esports watching this one very closely, and now that they're both gonna be at 4-2, the set differential going to go to Chivas here. Tower down fairly easily. And the bridge battle getting everything stuck right here.
Yeah, wow, what a great win here for Pain. Keeping them in the playoff contention for sure. Yeah, I mean, Renan played this incredibly well. I'm sure for those of you who have watched CRL, you see how much the Brazilian teams tend to celebrate after big wins like this. I'm sure